Jess will be a junior next year and can take one elective on top of her core courses. But she can't make up her mind what to choose. Here's the thing, Jess loves painting and would love to take art, but she's worried it won't be much use for college applications. Something like computer science might work better, but Jess doesn't think it'll be much fun. To help her decide, Jess sketches out the pros and cons of taking art. But this doesn't help much. So she asks her parents for help. Her mom and dad don't think a fine arts class is a bad idea, but mom also suggests, maybe studying computer science could help you get into graphic design. And dad has another bright idea about taking the current events seminar they'd all heard about. Fantastic! Jess has more great possibilities to consider. But this makes the decision even harder to make. So she shares her thoughts with her teacher, Mr. Jones. He's impressed that Jess used a pro-con list to help her figure out what she wants, but he knows another useful tool. It's called a weight and rate table and can help with complex decisions when there are multiple values and alternatives at play. Mr. Jones asks Jess to list her 3 options across the top of a table, along with the 3 things that are most important to her down the side. Then he asks her to write down a weight as a percentage for how important each value is. Together, these weights must total 100%. Jess thinks enjoyment is the most important. College application comes second, but is almost equally important. Jess doesn't think learning something new is as important as the other 2. Next, Mr. Jones asks Jess to rank each alternative on a scale from 1 to 10, based on what she thinks she'll get from them. She knows she'll enjoy art the most, and computer science not so much. But Jess doesn't think art will help her college application or teach her anything new. Computer science should help on both accounts. That leaves current events. Jess loves watching the news and thinks this course will look great on her transcript. But she feels she already knows what's happening in the world. To see which class is best, Jess multiplies each weight by the rating for each class and totals them up. Surprisingly, current events comes out highest compared with both art and computer science, which are almost equal. The numbers all make sense to Jess, but something doesn't feel quite right about choosing current events. Mr. Jones explains that if the numbers make sense, but it still doesn't feel right, Jess likely has more work to do. She still needs to find the right balance between her head and heart. Based on Mr. Jones's response, Jess realizes she needs to gather more intel. So, she asks some classmates about the current events and computer science classes. A friend thought current events was rather easy and wasn't all that useful. And someone's brother took computer science, learned a lot, but didn't like the teacher. Jess also visits her guidance counselor, Miss Crabtree, who shared that although colleges want serious students, they also want them to be well-rounded, so an elective that helps Jess demonstrate an interest would be great. Finally, Jess goes to talk to Mr. Spencer, the art teacher, who explains that because the class is for less advanced students, Jess would have more freedom to work on what she wants. Now Jess has what she needs to update her weight and rate table. It seems like current events won't be as enjoyable as she thought. But art is looking better. Working on independent projects means she'll learn things she's excited about while demonstrating her interest to schools. Nothing's changed for computer science, so Jess leaves that alone. Once she totals things up, Jess can see art has by far the highest score. Gathering more information helped its ratings. Now Jess understands what was driving her decision, and she feels more confident that the decision both makes sense and feels right. The weight and rate table can help you handle complex decisions with multiple values and alternatives, but it's not always the best tool. When there's greater uncertainty, another tool, the decision tree, can help you reason more clearly.